Woo. Welcome to our show again today. Hopefully we'll have our heads on here straight pretty quick because it has already been crazy. Like, we've tried to start this video like 2 or 3 times now, and we continue to get phone calls right as we're about to hit go live. You know,
hello everybody, this is the unicorn of the day again because today is the last day of our school year.
Thankfully. Yes, we're very, very excited and happy about that, aren't we, Kate?
So I chose this unicorn for the video.
What's this one's name?
Kind of celebrate the last day of the school year.
Maria, you made it. You're like the first one on here today. Woohoo! Welcome. Okay, so yesterday, what?
So she's not watching.
No, she is watching. How did you say it? She's not watching.
It had 0.
Oh, well, over here, but you got to look here, and that shows us kind of a little bit more.
This is 5 people watching.
So, Sue Ellen, you're stormy. So you know what? We're cloudy today, but it is hot. And oh my goodness, tomorrow. So today our high is supposed to be about 93. And tomorrow is 96. That's ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. That is too hot. And we very, very rarely hit that kind of heat here. I miss a good long spring with thunderstorms. We haven't even had any, like I think we've had 2 or 3 thunderstorms, if that, this year. So it's kind of crazy. I know, Felix, we made it to the last day of school. I don't know if we've made it unscathed or not. We'll have to see what final grades look like. And then we'll see if we survived. Who knows? Oh, Bobby, 108 in Tucson. There is a reason I do not live in Tucson, nor will I ever. Yeah, I don't do that kind of heat. And Alice, you said you're 100 yesterday. See, we're supposed to be hitting hundreds here really fast, and I'm just not ready for that. Like, it's terrible enough when we have all of July that is 100 plus, because that's pretty common. So usually it's like the last week of June into the 1st or 2nd week of August that we're like 100 plus.
This is squirrel.
Who's a squirrel?
What are you doing right now?
This whole conversation? Well, kind of, but not really, because we're having a conversation. So yeah, this is a squirrel conversation. Off topic, huh? Is this a squirrel? Oh, you're a bum. All right, so yes, Sue Ellen, I agree. This should be July and August, not May. I agree. It's terrible. So Felix, I'm surprised to hear that you've been unusually warm in New York, because like it was my understanding that all of the northeast part of the country is cooler. Like, they've still been having snow and they've been having cooler temps, and I was like, that would be lovely without the snow, because I'm kind of done and over snow too. Like, I don't like it hot and I don't like it cold, you know. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that way. Glenda, I'm so glad that we got to be a part of your birthday yesterday, and their little song, they were so funny, because I told them yesterday before we did the video that it was your birthday, and Kiari was like, oh, I want to sing the cat licking the birthday cake song, and I was like,
the
okay.
Cat licking song?
The cat licking the birthday cake. Goober. Sue Ellen, I agree with you. Why can't it be 72 all the time? Like, I would be happy as a lark if 80 was my high. Maybe I would allow 85, but I really like the 60s and 70s. Like, you can go out and you can run, you can ride your bike, you can do yard work, and it's comfortable. Anything beyond 85,
not comfortable.
I'm not a fan at all. Oh, especially like when we go to Taekwondo and we have to wear our uniforms. They're blue, they're heavy,
and they're long sleeved,
long pants. It's not fun, is it? I hate Taekwondo in the summer.
You could not go to Taekwondo in the summer.
What's that?
Are we gonna go to
Heck no.
Are we gonna do the piece?
I'm getting my black belt in like 3 months. I'm going. We're going every day, you guys. Every day.
I have been.
Look at who's trying to stay on task today. Okay, be nice. You need to pull your hair back. So
where's the clippy?
Here's a clippy. I don't know what happened to the other clippy. There you go. Okay. So what we did, so Glenda, you were saying that they set up a chat to make sure you were home and then showed up on your patio. That is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. That's pretty cool. I know I was kind of sad when you said that they set up a chat, and I was like, oh, I wish I could be there in person. So I'm glad that they showed up in person. That's an awesome birthday gift.
Look, it's a spider. 2, 4.
Made your 80th quarantine
2, 4,
birthday
6,
even
8.
more special.
Hey, look, it looks like a spider, doesn't
it does look like a spider. Mine doesn't. Okay, so let me show you guys kind of what Kiari and I have been working on, because remember how yesterday, so welcome Tom. So remember yesterday I talked a little bit about the 2mm tube settings and how I wish that they had been here. So they actually came in, and Kiari and I decided we were gonna hurry up really fast and set a couple of them, and she did fantastic.
So
yeah, she did an amazing job, and all of them, and we put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all but 2 soldered on. So we are going to attempt to solder those 2 back on again. Are you about ready, baby? What do we need to do here? Well, we need to do a couple things, right? Back. Yeah, go ahead and you pull your hair back while what?
I don't know how. You do it with these.
Okay, will you help her pull her hair back, please? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the boric acid wash. Okay. Now, and I don't remember who offhand just sent me the link to it. And I had seen some information too. So you guys see that I do this little boric acid wash and I light it on fire. Well, I do that because it's faster, but you can let this air dry. And if you let it air dry, you actually get a little better coating on it. But you know, we're too impatient. It's okay. Let's see, we'll move this over here. Let it go. So we're too impatient, so on fire it goes. But it does, a lot of metalsmiths will actually just let this air dry, and as it does that, it just puts on a really nice thick coating onto that. But you know, you could do either way. Now, Kiari, this time we are not going to flux the entire piece. Okay, we are only going to flux right here where we're going to put a tube, and right here where we're going to put a tube. Okay, so get your brush, get the flux. Let me open the flux for you.
I just put the
I know. So
and it's soaked.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just water. No, you're okay. It's just water. So we're going to flux right here. And we'll flux right here. What else do we need to flux?
Because fire is more fun.
Fire is definitely more fun.
But it's
I agree.
dangerous.
But as long as you are doing what you need to do, then you're good, right? So on these, here's your, you need to flux these little tubes right here. Okay? No, don't put it in the thick part. So one of the things that people tend to do at first. So in my flux here, yeah, here's the tweezers. There you go. So in the flux, I've reconstituted it a couple of times because it dries out, and then I will just add some water and mix it back up. Well, there's naturally to it a thick spot and some thinner spots. I tend to go a little bit for the thinner spots. My girls go right into the middle, which is the thickest part. So, all right, and then there's that tube. Did you already flux that one?
Wait.
That one? Yes. Did you flux that already? Okay, so go ahead and get that fluxed.
I think I got it fluxed.
Yeah, it's definitely fluxed and on your brush still. So there you go. Now, when we put these on, we have to be careful that we don't put them on upside down, right? Because just like the other tube settings, they have, no, go ahead, here. So now you've got this where it's too fluxy on your brush. Okay. And this one, there we go, that's the side that goes up. Okay. So what are we gonna do to this first? If we can ever get this thing back into place, because now it's too sticky. So what do we need to do?
Make sure it's not upside down.
Okay, so I've already made sure it's not upside down, but now what should we do? Good grief, now my tweezers are all sticky.
Put them in water.
Okay, yeah, so we'll wash those off a little bit. But what do we need to do to our piece? What's
With the fire thing.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to dry this flux just a little bit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We just want to dry the flux so that our
solder doesn't bubble out when you put solder in.
Correct. So our solder doesn't bubble out. What?
What?
Lovely. Okay, so now
Here, I'll get it.
you want to get them?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to put the little pieces, the little ones. So we have
the paper ones?
Well, they're not paper, but sheet. Yes. So
They look like paper.
they do kind of look like paper, huh? And you got to get it right in the middle there. Yes, and be very careful because it is hot. Yeah. So in my solder cup, I have both wire solder chips and I have solder, chips that I've cut from sheet. So we've just taken the sheet solder. In this case, because these tubes are so small, the ones that we've cut from the wire are too big. So we're trying to get these little tiny ones, and they're all stuck to the bottom of the cup. And so that's what she's trying to dig out there as well. So let's look at some comments really quick. So Suzanne, sunny and 63 on the Washington coast. That would be lovely. That right there is heaven to me. What happened?
They're stuck.
Okay. Which one are you trying to get it in anyway? Those are little itty bitties. Okay. So, and then Glenda says, Kate, that she loves that you said she was 23. Because don't we all wish we could be 23 again?
I'm sure she's only 23.
I'm not 23, so how can I wish I was 23?
23 is a fantastic age.
I'm younger than that.
You know what?
How can I wish I was 23?
I was 23 when I had your big sister. Yeah, Riley was born when I was only 23. Okay, so I think we have our pieces. Why is our one camera off?
What camera?
This camera.
What?
One of our cameras is not on. Which one's not on? This one?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to play around with some camera stuff settings here real quick. All right, so Kiari, here is your torch. Where's your pick? Get your pick. Now on this...
Make sure there's nothing flammable around you.
That's right, nothing flammable. Do you want to stand up?
Yeah.
So you can see a little bit better? Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is the tube we need to solder on, and this one is a tube we need to solder on. So we're just going to kind of warm up the whole piece again.
Yeah.
Right, you got that? Okay, be very careful. There you go. Okay, so now look, we're already kind of heading into our clear and glassy, so you can see we've got that maple syrup where we put the flux, right? But it's starting to warm up. Don't worry about any other tubings. Okay? So we're just going to kind of come in here. Okay, so on this, I really want to avoid that tube because what happened last time is the tube warmed up and our solder flowed onto the tube and not onto the back plate. Okay, so this time we really want to avoid that tube. Oh, there it went. Beautiful. So now let's come over here. Hopefully you guys can still see this. Let's come to this one.
That one?
Yes. No, you can't. Did I bring it back? Okay, good. Let's see here. So again, we're going to heat up around this.
Aren't we too close?
No, we are not too close. So, all right, and we are just about to flow because we're watching this one. Crap, it flowed onto the tube again. We got to get this back plate warmed up enough. That one's just not working. Come on. I'm really hoping we can get this solder to come down to the bottom of our piece. Okay, it's not going to do it. So, go ahead and turn off your torch. All right, so it's still not going to flow. That one is not. It just keeps flowing. I think the problem is that we have so...
Here, I'll get it.
Hang on. There we go.
Can I have the tweezers?
There you go, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, what happened, Kate, was you turned on this bottom one. That's what it is. So that one is connected to the other camera.
Did you see how long that lasted?
I did. That was a little while.
That's because I did this.
Yes. So what I need you to do, I need those tweezers, sweetie. Come on. Let go, please. Thank you. Because we need to go put that in the pickle. Yep. Okay. So this one will just take another soldering session. And again, when you're working with these tiny little tubes like this, I knew it was kind of a risk, especially where we were putting it. You know, I knew it was kind of a risk because those tubes are so small and they heat up really, really fast. And so your hope is that you can get that bottom plate heated up enough to pull that solder down, and we're not able to yet. So let's see. Alice, I missed kind of, so I'm just trying to catch this comments really quick, but anyway, I don't know. Alice, you told us to ask Kiari something. What are we supposed to ask Kiari? I'm missing that comment in there. Oh, who was doing the fire? Well, Kiari was doing the fire, except on the, what?
It was when you guys when we were saying everything's more fun.
Oh, yes, yes. Fire is much more fun, but yes, it can be dangerous, so as long as you are taking the right precautions. So yeah, so Kate has been working on her flowers. So she actually has a couple things that need to happen. So we're gonna pull Kate's stuff over here real quick. Kiari, can you please be a little quieter?
Okay.
What, Kate?
They don't get to see the random copper art.
No, because you did not put it where the camera is.
Then I moved it.
So you wanna move it over?
Maybe.
Okay, so hang on. She's trying to set things up so that you guys can see the random art she just did. But I have a couple of different tasks for Kate today. So yesterday...
Wait, what about me?
Well, yours is in the pickle. You got to share the time.
After it's
Greedy.
in the pickle.
Good heavens.
After
Okay.
it's in the pickle.
So, let's see. Alice, do I ever use a tripod to heat a tricky piece from underneath? I do not use the tripod. I dislike the tripod a lot. It is a very big heat sink and it's awkward for me to use. So I haven't used
Not
it.
the tweezer thing?
No,
Where's the metal tweezer?
I'm not giving them to you because you will play in the water.
No, I won't.
See it still.
Well,
won't play
let's see
in the
there. Now they can.
water.
So this is what Kate was trying to show you guys.
promise I won't
No,
play.
would you stop? I'm trying to talk.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so this is what Kate was trying to show you, is that she had this fun little copper piece. So that is a pretty flower. However, it is not functional because it can't be moved.
It almost looks like
or
a
worn.
gingerbread man.
Paper, there you
It
go.
almost looks like a gingerbread man.
How in the world does it,
No, like
Maybe.
if you see
Wait.
it from here. Like from
here, from your angle? Okay, I guess I could see that. Okay,
But when
so
you're not in that
what
way,
Kate has decided to do, sorry, I totally just messed it up. I know, I apologize. But here's what we are looking at for Kate's pieces. Let's see if I can get them in here. All right, so what Kate did is she's picked out 2 stones. So we have these stones that I picked up when I was in Indonesia a few years back, and they are just absolutely beautiful. They have a star in them and everything, so they're really kind of a cool
Wait,
stone.
they have a star?
Yes,
I don't
they
see
do.
a star.
Well, you're just gonna have to wait a second. And then she also picked out this really cool dichroic glass because she said, you know, I would really like a pink center for the 5-petal flower and then a yellow one for the 7-petal flower so that it looks more like a daisy. So Kate, your task then today is you need to create bezels for both stones, and you also need to cut out a circle that's going to be used for this. Now, I was thinking about something as well, that what you should do, Kiari, don't touch please. What you should do is a circle here on top, but also on the bottom, okay? And that way, then we don't see like all of this little bit of a mess on either side.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I was thinking of for that. Let's see. So first thing we need to do is we need to get the bezel wire. Do you know where that is? Do you know where the bezel wire is? I have not trained her well enough yet. bezel wire is over there in the very back, and it's
about to say that.
it is in a folder that says bezel wire.
I was just about to say it's in the cart.
It is in the cart. That's where I keep all my wire.
This looks like a pancake.
A pancake?
That's kind of poofy.
A poofy pancake. She's talking about the pumice stones in our thing. Oh, you know what? I need to swap out a battery. So, Kate, you get that out. Okay, and what I want you to do, yes, that's your bezel wire.
Which one am I using?
Well, that's what you have to figure out. So she just said, which one am I using? And that's what needs to be determined. And I have shown you how to figure it out. So now you have a pile of bezel wire here that you can use. Let me pull out the ones that are going to be the best. So you can try this one, you can try this one, and I would also try this one. Let's see, is that one the same size as this? I think so. So that's our 1/8 inch.
I get it.
Thank you. Okay, so this is 3/32, 1/8, and 3/16. So those are going to be your 3 that you're going to try. Okay, so what I want you to do is try those.
Which stone? Both of them?
What's that?
For which stone?
Both of them. Well, they're probably going to use, there's a good possibility that they will use different sizes of wire. So you figure that out. I'm going to swap our, let me swap our batteries out on the mic. So sorry guys, our audio is about to go away for just a second.
3, 2, 1.
There we
I
go.
think it's just barely too short.
So remember, if it's too tall,
Everybody, again.
again, hopefully we're back. So remember, if it's too tall, that's something that can be dealt with easily, right? Because all we have to do is lift the stone.
Yeah, but this is too short, I think.
Do you? I don't know, let's see. We come around. I think you're right, because that ends right as that stone curves.
Yeah.
So correct. But you could test it on this one, because see this stone right here, he curves up really fast. Matter of fact, look, this one's too tall. Much, much too tall. You see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one is too short for him, too tall for him.
But it's possible. Do we have one shorter than this?
Yes, we do.
Which one?
This one is. Yeah, that one is shorter. So, good. You totally saw that right on. Nice job, Kate. Definitely too short for this guy, right? Definitely too short for that one. Here, put it back up here. Get it off of the bag. Yep, and get it back over here. Bring it up just a little bit so they can see what you're doing.
Well, I can barely do it with seeing what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, no, I know. I understand that. I think that one's perfect. Because this stone tapers up so quickly, you can definitely get away with this shorter one for that. So go ahead and get that wrapped around. Kiari, go look at your piece in the pickle, see if it's done. Okay. All right, so yeah, so see if that works.
I can't even do it because it's so small.
Yeah. Maria, I'm glad that you say that you're learning a lot from us, so that makes me happy.
You know I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
It's too small.
It's not. It isn't too small. It's just fiddly, and it's difficult to do because it's slick and it is small, and that does make it a little bit more difficult. But I think we're probably pretty good right there. So what you need to do is take your Sharpie and mark right there. Let me get you a pen. Make sure we got a good one. Hang on. Nope. One of these Sharpies will be good. This is a good one. There you go. So take a Sharpie and get that marked where we need to cut it.
Right there?
I don't know, you tell me. I mean, you're the one that has to do it. Worst case scenario, we cut it a little shorter, right? So if it ends up being cut too long, then you can always come back in and cut it a little bit shorter. So let me find, where did my cutters go for that? All right, so let's see. What are you working on there for a sec? Really, nothing?
What?
You're being super quiet.
I'm confused.
Okay, we'll cut your wire so that, let's see, wrong way, there we go. There you go. Okay, now what I want you to do is, here, you can always use a round mandrel to, where did our stuff go? Oh my goodness. Wrap it around this big one. It's gonna, what you need is you need your walls straight up and down. Okay, and when you were forming it, you formed it to the stone, which has that really steep taper, right? So by doing this on here, see that taper that happened right there? See that?
I still don't think it's done.
So what we want to do, I don't think it's done either, but it might be done enough that we can solder into place, honey. Okay, so see, this is still kind of twisted. That's what we want to get rid of. We need to get rid of that twisting that has happened. And that's all I'm trying to do. So even though this is round, it's not that big of a deal because now I can stick it here on my stone and see, there we go. See how too big that is? Mm-hmm. See that crossover there?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do now is mark that again. Let me zoom in just a little bit so these guys can see this hopefully without taking you off of the screen. So do it up here. And then you need to recut, okay? And then we have, and yes, you get to do the filing.
Nope.
Yes. So Sue Ellen, you say that you always cut your bezels slightly too big so you can put them in the miter jig and file them flat. Exactly. Otherwise, my wire cutters compress the metal and it's hard to make the joint invisible. Exactly. Yes. So that is, I usually do the same as well. Like, I'll make it a little bit too big. What's that?
Silver.
So the silver you can just stick in our little cup. Thank you. All right, and we'll put that there so that you can see that.
Still overlap.
Okay, but how much overlapped? Okay, so that is a lot overlapped still. So what I would do is just cut off this little black part right here. And then you'll still be a little bit too big, but that's what we want so that then you can put it into the miter vise and make that, you know, file it flat. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be good. So you can file that flat now. Let's just double check, because I know we're still overlapping, we just don't want to overlap too much. Okay. Nope, get back over here. Kate Nicole Muir. Oh, look at that, middle name came out. So look at this, do you see this? Look at this. Can you see that angle on there? I don't know if you guys can see that on the video or not, but that is definitely a very angled cut, which is why we want to do the miter vise. And the reason that this happened, because when she cut the wire, it looks like it was straight, but the fact that we have a taper, because she wrapped it around her stone, and of course that stone tapers in. So because we had that taper, that's why we have that little angled cut there. Get that into there, and maybe I will take pity on you and file that flat for you. But you have to do all the rest of the work, because I'm not quite that nice to do all of it. But I do need you to move your elbow so we can put this up here.
Which side?
You're gonna have to do both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you start with. So it was kind of fun. Yesterday I posted the picture of Kiari's rainbow piece to where we had it. So make sure you set it right up next to that little tab. Yes, you can. You have to learn how to figure it out.
And then when I get it, I can't.
Yep, so then, yeah, so there you go. And now tighten it up.
That's too much.
What? Yeah, that's a little bit, it is a little bit much. So what you do, if you've got too much sitting out here, because we definitely have a lot there. So all we do is we just kind of open it up a little bit and we just kind of wiggle it back, okay? But there, and just make sure we are flat up against that. And then you can tighten this. right? Okay, so I'm gonna need you to move, otherwise that camera is gonna hit you in the head, because we are gonna pull this over here. Well, let's see.
Sounds like it's farting.
It definitely makes some noise, doesn't it? Let's see, there we go. Sorry guys, we'll get you there eventually. All right, so now we're gonna put this on here, and then we will just file this. What?
There's rocks in here.
There's rocks in there?
Why? I put them in because it's fun to try to see.
Oh, you're such a bum.
It's fun to see
Okay,
which one.
so there, I filed one side for you, except that
And it's fun to pick.
I'm not entirely positive that we are where we should be. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we were not where we needed to be. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pair of flat nose pliers, because now we have kind of a little bend in here. Let's see. Kate, you know what I would do? Take this wire right here, because now it's a little wonkified. How's that for a word? It's been wonkified. Take this.
That means it's all wonky.
Use this as a measurement and cut another piece. Okay?
Kind of wasting it.
It's okay. Silver like this is never wasted, because I can take that and melt it down. Okay, so don't
And I
even
can
worry
make
about
it
that being
small.
wasted.
Right?
All right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to Kiari's piece now. All right, so on Kiari's piece, let's see if we can get this back into here. Where is the little tube? Did you not bring the tube back? Oh, you did bring it back. Let me see though, I need to see if we have so much solder now, if it's removed our seat, because that could be a thing. I think what we should do on this one is start with a whole new tube. Okay, so I'll put that one to the side because it has solder on it, so we don't want to use that. What happened to all my stones? Kate, they're over there. You've moved them over. Will you hand them to me? Right here on the stool. Okay, so we just have this one that needs to be soldered right here. So Kiari, what I want you to do is flux that up for me, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Flux that area?
Yeah, flux that. Actually, let's do this real quick. Let's put a little bit more of that barrier flux on it. So let's dip it into here. Go ahead and swish it around in there. And then pick it up. Okay, Kate, take this, and I want you to measure out. You can move that back over there. Or, yeah, I need that one. This one you can move over there. Okay, you get that.
This one.
Well, I couldn't take this one. My hands were kind of full.
Ew.
All right, so, wait, where did my 2mm
I think
settings
it's all
go?
gooey.
Crap. Yeah, it's,
I just pulled it out.
yeah, I know that you, well, the reason, okay, so the reason that this is all gooey, hang on. Oh, goodness, yes, it's fine. So, trying to do two projects live on video sometimes can kick my butt. So this is, she put it right down into that boric acid and just kind of rubbed it into it. So we just need to remove some of it, okay? That's all that needed to happen.
Ah.
See?
Did it separate?
Yeah, it separates. Yes. And so what you do is you just get it and you mix it up.
I can
You mix
shake
it
it
together. Well, it doesn't need to be shaken. We just need to mix it just a little bit. Okay, Kiari, light that on fire, please. And then let me find our other little tubes. Can you get it? There you go. Nice job. Yep, it doesn't, nope, don't do it again. It doesn't take a whole lot.
Okay.
Good job. Okay.
That's easy to see.
Is it easy to see?
Well, not on the camera because it
Yeah, now it's not, because now the fire is, well, there's still a little bit of a fire going. Yeah, so if you look down here at the side, that's when you can see it. So now the fire has gone out. Okay, so here we go again. Next thing, where's our flux? Our flux is over here.
Paste flux better than the water flux.
So remember, we've talked about it.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot if it's better or not.
Well,
I think it's better. Well, for you.
it's not really better or worse. It's just different. Okay, so this time, wait, no. This time I think I'm going to do things a little bit different. I think what I'm going to do is what's called pick soldering. Okay, now pick soldering, ouch, I just poked myself.
I know, that even poked me when I was turning this thing around.
Yeah,
It's like, I want to poke everybody.
Okay, so pick soldering, I'm going to show you this way, okay?
Pick,
and this one takes a little bit more effort or skill, I guess you could say. So what I'm going to do, first thing, is I'm going
You're going to melt it onto the board?
No, I'm going to melt it into a little ball, and I'm going to pick it up with my pick.
Okay.
This is why.
Nothing flammable around you.
Yep, this is why it's called pick soldering. So I'm going to warm this up.
Ooh, powdered sugar.
Yes.
It's going to maple syrup. Oh. It's almost ready.
Okay, so pick soldering, what happens is you take the solder and you put it on your pick, and then once things heat up and you get all warmed up the way that it should be, then you can touch it and it will flow. No, it's okay. It's because it's a large piece. It has to get up to temperature. So it's not.
Now it's starting to go.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's okay. It's doing what it needs to do. All right, here we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of concentrate over here. And we're not quite there yet. I'll push him back. There we go. Kate's dropping stuff. I don't know. Kate, did you get your new piece cut yet? Did you? Okay, good. Then go ahead and get it loaded up into... Let's see. Come on. I think my torch is running out of heat.
Again?
Well, yeah, because we didn't ever really get it filled up. No, you can't do it. Don't do it right now while I'm soldering.
I don't even know how you do that.
Good. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, so I just touched it while it was heated up, and I watch as the solder kind of gets sucked into place. Okay, and I'm going to just come around here just to make sure everything is, and that totally is. So we're good there now. Okay, we will fill that up in just a second. So next thing that we need to do, let's get this off of our board. Oh no! It's stuck. Hang on. So whenever it gets stuck, we just have to heat it back up, right? Okay, so there's that. Okay, so let's move this over to our quench, and then I want you to go put that back into the pickle. All right, thank you.
Ooh, it's warm.
Okay, so pick soldering is typically the method that I will use. It tends to be a little bit cleaner when you are doing that soldering because you get everything warmed up into place and then you just touch the solder and it should flow right in if you've got the temperatures proper. So you guys saw I tried to touch it a couple of times, and I don't know how well that shows up on the video or not, but I tried to touch it a couple of times and it didn't quite flow, and that was just because things weren't quite warmed up yet. So you have a couple things that you have to watch for there. And the pick soldering, like I said, tends to be a little bit more accurate. But when if I've got like 15 joins, like with Kiari's piece yesterday, we did 7 joins all at one time. And I think, 6 of them went? 6 of them took. So at that point, then I do strategically place some solder that way as well. So, yeah, Sue Ellen, there's a lot of people who like to put these on tripods. The tripod and I we've not worked out an arrangement that is mutually beneficial yet. So I don't use that tripod, but a lot of people have great success with it. And a lot of times, normally I would actually lift that piece up. However, because I have those jump rings that are soldered to the end of that rainbow, those would fall off because that solder, I'm taking it back up to that melting temperature, and that would begin to slump if I were to lift that up, which is why I didn't on this piece. Okay, so there are definitely, everybody has a couple different ways to do that. So, all right, so let's see. Wendy, you said this is what you always have trouble with, making sure that pieces are actually straight and square before starting to file and keeping it that way. Yes, it is difficult, and especially when we're trying to get it here into
a live video.
Oh, everything is more difficult when you're doing a live video, especially if you have this one. That's why. All right, so let's come back over here to Kate's piece. So she's got it lined up in here beautifully. Kate, nice job. And so she's plugging her ears.
She hates that.
Okay, so Kate, now I need you to move it to the other end. And so get that one in there. That looks really good. Make sure you don't squish it too much when you tighten that up, okay? Because you can stretch out that wire. Okay, so
1 hour.
Oh my goodness. No, we're only at 40 minutes.
Well,
okay, so the next thing.
Almost.
So.
Almost.
Stop. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to be doing, what's that?
Can't tell which side you filed.
Well, that's good. This side is crooked. Yep, that side needs to be filed down. So the next thing that we're going to do, once Kate has this bezel, you haven't worked on the bezel for the bigger stone yet, have you?
No.
Okay, so once she has that, what we'll do is we'll get it shaped around and make sure it fits her stone.
For some reason, I feel like eating French fries right this second.
French fries?
I don't know why. It's just
okay.
And I'm hungry. I feel like eating French fries.
You're a weirdo.
But earlier, I felt like eating clam chowder.
You are a weirdo.
And I'm gonna make clam chowder for dinner.
Okay. Well, good. Then I don't have to make you dinner. Woohoo! I like that. I like it when you guys become self-sufficient. Then I don't have to do as much. I like that.
I know how to make soup.
Good.
All kinds.
What?
Oh, we used to make the
Oh yeah, we can still make dip.
You guys can do that.
Okay, so the next thing then, Kate, you've got this all set up, so let's get that taken care of.
I'm gonna have clam chowder after this video.
And, all right. She's covering her ears. Look, this is what she looks like.
That's how she's like.
Look at that. Okay, there you go.
away from fire.
Here you go. Oh, that bent over because we got it on the thing, but that's okay. We'll just straighten that out with a pair of flat nose pliers. So now, Kate, what I need you to do is to take this, bend it around your stone. Be careful not, we want to try to keep those walls straight. Okay, we don't want them to come in like this. So if you want, you can use bail making pliers to kind of help get it turned around so that you can keep it straight. Okay?
I lost something.
You lost what?
What is that?
Oh, it's just like the little foot that goes on the water, the quench bowl.
Which side should I turn it?
It doesn't matter. I would do the big one for sure, since that's what you're trying to match, is that. Right now, you can set it down on the floor too. It's right there. Nope, on the other side, look, do you see it? It's sitting on the tubing for the torch.
Is this the foot that
There you go, you found it. Okay, yes, that is. Okay, so Kiari's piece is gonna take a few minutes to pickle. Even though I've got the pickle pretty warm, it's starting to not be quite as strong. Oh, you should go turn it on.
I realized that the first time I went to go put it in the pickle.
Did you? Maybe you should go change that
then.
then.
I forgot to.
Okay, here, I'll take care of that. Thank you. All right, so, what?
That's way too.
Right, but just fit it onto your stone. It's okay, put it on your stone and it will open up because it's not soldered yet. So you can still do that. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put some more fuel in our torch. This one is not working very well. I may have to go get a new can of butane. Kiari, stop. Right there, down by your feet. You see that can of butane? Bring that to me. The one with the red lid. No, the one with the red lid.
This one.
That one. Bring that one to me. Well, okay, yeah, it is, and I guess it's red. Okay, that looks good, Kate, but tell me what's wrong with this.
It's too big and it's
Okay. Okay, that's not the problem. Okay, so what Kate did was she brought, for crying out loud, there is just not enough room at this table. Oh my goodness. Okay, so she brought this around, okay, And that's great. It doesn't have to fit exactly. I don't think it's too big. As a matter of fact, I think we are just right. If anything, maybe we're a little too small. But where is your seam? At the top point, right? You've got it at the top point of the stone. It doesn't matter if it's at the top point or the bottom point. It needs to be on the longest part of the stone. Okay, so, and again, see how it curved? So that's where we would want to take this around. And remember how I said you do it on one side, you flip it over, and you do it again.
Yeah, but you don't want to fix it to that if you want me to change it.
So actually what we're going to do is I'm going to take a pair of flat nose pliers, and we're just going to make a flat spot. Okay? We're just going to do a flat spot anyway. And I'm just going to, okay, good question. Why? Actually, your seam looks beautiful. You did a great job getting that to where, I mean, I know I did the filing for you, but you lined it up well. You did a good job. Why do I want a flat spot?
I don't know, don't we need to shape it first?
No, because we need to solder it.
Yeah.
Right? And by going on a flat spot like this, it allows it to line right up. Now, ideally, it would be lovely if you could just solder it where you've got it to the right shape of your stone. That would be great. Okay, but by doing it flat, we definitely ensure that we've got a nice butt join right there.
Butt join?
Okay, butt join.
What's butt join?
A butt join is when you've got two pieces that sit side by side flat like this. Or if I've got a piece of metal like this and I bring a piece on like that, that's also called a butt join. A butt join is a little longer. It's a weird name for it, huh? But it's because things butt up against each other. No, it's just because things butt up against each other. That's why it's called a butt join.
Like...
And this is my little boy. She is the worst for potty humor. You say anything about a fart and she is like, she loves it. See? My point exactly.
You're laughing.
Of course I'm laughing because I laugh at how you react. Every time. She's a little boy. She loves burping and farts and everything gross. Like her favorite show on TV right now. What is it called? Oh Yuck. Isn't that the name of the show? Oh Yuck, I think. And it is like so gross. I mean, totally appeals to all little boys that are into potty humor. Did I embarrass you? I'm sorry. Okay. So, you know, Billy, you said a titanium brace instead of a tripod to raise the piece and do the heat sink, you know, remove the heat sink from that. So, yes, my issue again with the rainbow piece in this case is the fact that we have those jump rings on the ends and they would fall. So that was one of my main considerations for leaving it just completely flat on the board for this particular piece. Okay, so now that we have Kate's bezel set up, so Kate, really you should have been working on setting up your other bezel. So you need to get that one, and this tall one will work just fine for that. And if it's too tall, like that's just not an issue because we will lift that stone, okay? So that's what we need there. Kiari, why don't you go check, stop, good heavens, you in this water. Go check your piece and see if that's done. So let me fill this torch. I just opened up this new can of butane and I think that there's not something quite right with its valve. So let's see. Oh yeah, there's something wrong with that other butane can. Okay, so now, Kate, when we fill up a torch, how long do we need to let it sit before we use it?
A few seconds.
It's not very long. It's a little longer than a few seconds, 30 seconds at least. Yeah. All right, why do we do that? There it is. Why do we let it sit? Because we need to let the air bubbles or whatever else, we just need to let that gas settle for a little bit before we jump right in to use that.
Sharpie.
Oh, it's right there. Okay, so Kate, the next thing that you need to do after you get this bezel done and soldered and into the pickle, you need to go over, there's the silver that we used for Kiari's piece for the rainbow. Where was that? We got stuff flying off our table over here. But anyway, so then you need to go over and you need to punch out a disc for your back plate, okay? And if you want, you can bring the disc cutter over here as well as one of those stamping hammers. In fact, I think we still have a stamping hammer here. What's that? Let's see. I'm not quite sure. Yes, I would cut that down just a smidge. Okay, yeah, so this bezel is definitely, let's move over here and show these guys what we're looking at here. So this one, we are a little bit long. I don't know if you guys can see this, hopefully you can. So we're a little bit long here, not very much. So you actually did a pretty good job. We are a little bit long, and the bezel is definitely tall, and it's too tall for the stone. But what we'll do is when it comes time to set this stone, we'll lift that stone. What, honey?
You want me to scrub the piece?
Do you want to scrub it? Is it done yet?
I don't know.
Is there still some black stuff on it? Yeah, I would definitely cut this. I think that it's still a little too long to even just do the, oh, yeah, I think there's too much there to file away. So, I would cut away that black line.
Okay.
Okay?
I think the black stuff that was on here is starting to go away, but it's
Good.
on the rainbow.
Okay, then put it back in the pickle because it's not quite done yet. We'll leave it in the pickle until all of the black stuff is all gone. Okay?
There's even some black stuff in the tube.
Yeah, then just leave it in the pickle until all of that goes away.
Okay.
So did all of the little tubes stay on this time?
I found a piece of solder in there.
Well, solder's okay as long as it's not our tube. Okay, good, that's good. And if this ends up being a little bit too small, this one is a thicker bezel, so we could stretch it a little bit if we needed to. So go ahead, get this flattened out and get it put into our miter vise, and I will file that for you because I'm an awesome mom.
Yay.
All right, there you go. So get that in there and then we'll get that filed. Wow, this is just taking a little longer than we expected. I totally thought for sure we would finish up Kiari's piece today, but I don't know that that's gonna happen. And then I thought we would have a really good start on Kate's piece. Today's just one of those days, and I think we're just kind of off because it is the last day of school. We just tried to get everything squared away. Are we gonna celebrate?
Celebration.
Kiari's celebrating.
Does that look like it's straight?
Yes, but that's way too much where we're already pretty tight. So you don't want to stick it out too much. We just need to come out just enough that we can remove and just flatten it out. Does that make sense? So especially, like I said, where we were already kind of tight on the bezel itself. Wow, Kiari, where's all your energy coming from? I need some of that. Yeah, I need some of that energy that you've got. Okay, so that's good there.
Too much right now.
Yes, we've noticed. Believe me, we have noticed for sure.
Always have too much.
Well, no, sometimes I barely have any energy.
Okay.
And now I think I might have gotten it all out just a bit.
Did you get it all out? Are you sure?
Just like a little bit.
A little bit of it you got out?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Do a t-shirt design. Kiari's got too much energy.
There you go. We should create a t-shirt design for that.
Too much energy.
You think anybody would buy a t-shirt that says that?
Or it could just like too much energy.
Or just a teacher.
But see, you know what though? As adults, I think the majority of us would have a shirt that would say, not enough energy, need more.
Or,
Where did it go?
It all went to Kiari.
There you go. All right, so Kate, get this one turned around. I would use those big, I would use this one
we can
and maybe like use this right there just to get it turned around, and make sure you keep those walls straight. Okay?
Or we
I do it
could,
over here so people can see what you're doing.
or we could have a shirt that says, "This kid has way too much energy."
Oh yeah, that's definitely the one we need for you.
Because I wouldn't
Now you
want to
can move over a
tell
little bit more.
strangers my name.
It's not as strange as your name.
No, I wouldn't want to tell strangers my name if I was outside walking.
And say,
And I
Kiari
don't
has
know.
too much energy. That's
Yeah,
right.
but then they would know my name.
You're right. That's a
Why
very
not
smart
put,
thing.
This kid has way too much energy.
That's very, very smart, Kiari. Your whole head is like in the camera.
My head's starting to hurt.
All right, let's see here. Here, there you go. Okay, so now if we look at this, that's perfect, Kate. I think we're just a smidge big, but I think that that's gonna be fine. We're great, because especially where we have to bring that stone up. So what would you do to your bezel now? What needs to happen?
Solder it.
Well, before you solder it, because you can't solder it like that.
Can't?
No. Hey, leave it right here so they can see what you're doing, Dingaling.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
You don't even know what you're doing? There you go. Okay, now you can't push it this way, right? So, but how do you get it to have that spring back? Now at this point, wait. I don't think you need those pliers anymore. Don't use pliers only when you need to. And try not to use the pliers whenever you don't need them, because pliers will leave,
Scratches?
yeah, it can leave marks. Yes, that looks great. And if you look at your seam, that's beautiful. So we've got a nice flush seam right there. Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense, Billy. She said, sorry, I wasn't clear. I don't like the tripod either. I use a brace I made from titanium vanes of a small jet engine. That's kind of cool. I'll have to look into some of that. I do have a pretty cool titanium tripod.
I'm trying to get the rocks out.
Well, stop, honey. Okay, so let's what time are you off, Riley? 11? Okay, we'll see you tonight.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait for me. Wait, Riley.
It's so funny. You would think that Riley, like, you know, they never see Riley. And usually they don't, but now they do. Okay, so, Kate, you need to get these fluxed up. I'm going to let you do this part. Get those fluxed. The flux is right over there. I'm going to go grab a different torch. Okay? Yeah, the paste flux is fine. Nope, leave it in there some more. Okay. All right. So yeah, so you want to get that all fluxed up. Well, that was one way to do it. You could also you don't need to flux the whole piece on these. The silver we're using on this is fine silver. Okay, and so it doesn't oxidize the way that sterling does. So with that, you can flux just the seam. Okay, so you don't have to flux the entire piece. But I would flux, well, you've got plenty on that one. Don't do that one anymore. So you want to do both inside and outside of that seam. Kiari, what are you doing?
I found this.
Would anyone buy t-shirts if we made them?
I think if we had really cool t-shirts, people would buy them.
Mom,
We just need to figure out what to put on them.
It sounds like jingle bells.
Yeah, it does, huh?
I like this. Why is it in the pile where all the, like when you file all this?
Because that's where I put it. Somebody put a quarter in you, dude. I think they put like a whole $1's worth of quarters in you today. She's like nonstop. She goes, all right, so now you can do one of two things. You can either lay these down like this, okay, where it's just on the board, but I would pick a spot that's not in the middle of this flux. Okay, so I would try to pick a spot that's a little bit more clean and clear. Okay.
Don't you want to lay them up?
That's what I was going to say. You could lift them up like this if that's how you want to do it. It's how I like to do mine, but sometimes they're really difficult like this one. See? That's kind of difficult. So let's leave this one laying down. We'll leave this guy up, but we're going to put them on opposite sides of the board so that we can deal with them separately. Right?
Why don't you just not pull it on the board yet?
You could do that too. But that's not as efficient as I like to be. So what I like to do is I'll take my piece of solder and I'll just put it right here so it touches both sides of the seam. All right? Maria, I like that one. My mom has the patience of a saint. I think my children would disagree with you.
She doesn't.
Okay,
She looks like it on video.
Okay, so in my defense, I'm definitely a lot more patient here on the video, for sure. And I have to tell you that doing these videos with these girls live has actually given me even more patience to deal with them when we're not on the video, huh? Why are you patting my back?
She's silly.
She is silly. But yeah, so, but I definitely don't think, I don't know. I definitely have a lot more patience now than I did, let's say, in February. Huh?
Stop.
Okay, that's enough, please. Thank you so much. All right, so Kate. So this time I'm actually going to have Kate use a little smaller torch. Now you guys are always asking which torches do I like best. So in the projects that we have worked on so far, you guys have seen that I've used this Power Bolt torch. I think that's called the Power Bolt. And I don't know what this one is, like something. But they're all the little hotties. Okay. Yeah, the little blue one. But I do like these, and I really do like this guy for a bigger torch. But this would be overkill for what Kate is doing right now. So I do like these little torches. They're kind of like the blazer torches. I do like these for the smaller projects. Kiari, stop. Kate is about to do her soldering. So Kate, pull your hair back. Okay.
Oh, Kiari, quit running.
Yes, Kiari, you need to stop. Okay, especially once we get...
Moving closer so I can see.
Yes, but you know that you cannot be bumping her right now. So this torch, Kate, this one's really easy because all we do is we twist it on and you can hear it and then you just push it. To turn this torch off, you just twist it. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing there.
It's on the right camera for what she was doing.
What's that? Okay, so left to...
Yeah, it won't turn.
It will. There you go. Sue Ellen says that we should do a t-shirt that says, I'm a member of Melissa's Menagerie. I like that one. That should be a good one. Okay, so when you come in with this torch, 45-degree angle is what we want to keep our torch at. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, so the reason that that's doing that, we just need to adjust our flame a little bit.
And our stuff's falling.
Did it fall off? Okay, that's why we have a pick, right? So let's move this so that you can, let me move this for you. Okay, there you go.
I don't know how to fix it.
Okay, so go ahead and come in a little bit. Let me grab my pick. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of move it over a little. So our solder, okay, but I want you to come at it from this direction because we want to pull that solder in. So careful, careful, you're going to melt that because you're getting really, really close. You don't want to get too close to this, okay? So there we go. And we're just going to come around and you'll watch that solder flow in here in just a sec. Don't watch it on screen, honey, because that screen is behind us, time-wise. And I think, I understand that, but you can't watch it on the screen. So it looks to me like our solder has flowed, but not into our seam. So let's, don't turn it off. Let's just come over here. Let's do this one. So heat your whole piece up. Good. Okay, so good. And I know you guys can't see this, and I apologize for that. We'll move it around just a little bit so you guys can see a little better, hopefully. Good, now, what I want you to do now that we've got our piece warmed up, we'll come down here, and then we go around. And then we come down to the bottom, and we come up and around. Okay, and what it does is it allows us to keep our piece warmed up. So there it went. But did you see how it all flowed to one side? So then what we do is we just kind of brush it. So that's good. And we come on to the back, so I knock it over, and that totally came through. So that's great. So this one did not, like, see how it flowed all to one side?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to quench this yet. We're just going to we're going to put some more flux on this one.
This one?
Go ahead and quench this one. Good. So let's do this. Do you want to try the pick method? It's a little different. Well, we'll wait for the pick method for you because it is definitely one that takes a little bit more control and practice using both. So let's do this. Let's get some more flux on our piece. Get your flux brush. Okay. So what we're going to do this time is I'm going to have you warm things up, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick solder this. Not right now, honey. Hang on just a second. Let us get this part done. What's that?
You're getting it on the seam.
It looks like it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. All right, you got plenty there, honey. You got plenty. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to heat up the torch and I want you to put it right here on this little solder blob and then until I pick it up, okay? You got to turn it the right direction. Counterclockwise turns it on and then clockwise turns it off. So yep, so just come right into it, just bring it right into it. There you go. Okay, perfect, that's fine. So now I want you to heat your piece up. Okay, and what we're gonna do, why is your torch in your right hand? Torch goes in your left, what goes in your left hand or right hand? Your pick, always do it. Even if I'm here, you always get it in there. Okay, now you're getting really close. So what we're gonna do, get your pick up here, honey, because you've got to be ready if anything ever happens. So I'm just gonna touch this, there you go. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. So when I touched it, and it just melted right into place, did you see that? Okay, so that's one way that we can do this. This just stuck. So, ooh, yeah, now it's stuck to my pick too. There we go. Go ahead and get that warmed up. Okay, there you go. Now quench everything. Okay, let's take your torch over here. Soldering bezels can be really difficult because they are so thin and they can be irregular, and a lot of times they're large. So not only are they large, but they're really, really thin, and so they are extremely easy to melt. And that's probably what people melt the most is their bezel. So go ahead and take those over and put them into the pickle, please. And then while you're there, will you please look at Kiari's
piece?
Yeah, look at Kiari's piece for me. Wow, they look like little fish eggs. Actually, you know what? I have some projects. I've got these little marbles. I have some projects that I would like to do with these marbles. Actually, this is a really good storage container for these.
I'll fill them up a bit more. So
oh yeah, there's still more in there? Yeah, I bought like this whole bag of marbles. I think they were at like Michael's or something like that to go into a vase and be a filler. How is it looking? Take a little toothbrush and go into those bezel cups and see if they come out like that.
That's like the only thing that's still there.
What is?
It's the bezel cups.
In the bezel cups. Why don't you bring it over here and then let's see what it looks like. Bring it on over. And then I can show these guys what we're looking for as well. Okay.
Quite tall either. It's like all white.
Okay, we'll bring it here, please. Okay, so we've got Kiari's piece all soldered up. Kate now has two bezels, one of which has a little bit of excess solder, and we are going to want to remove that excess solder. So let me show you guys what we are looking at with Kiari's piece, and you guys can kind of see, hopefully you guys can see this. So there's a lot of black in here. It's not just shadows. There's a lot of oxidation that is still inside of these cups, and this is just going to have to sit in that pickle for a little bit to really kind of clear that out and get that all done. My pickle at this point is starting to get a little bit older, and so it's not acting quite as fast, and I could just add a little bit more pickle to that. Kiari, what I need you to do, come here please, baby.
Oh, there's a bee.
Yeah, good. Come here please. Hurry. Come over here. Like right now. Would you put the marbles down? Hurry quick. They're waiting. Kiari. Kiari, just come now. Oh my goodness, child. Okay, so what I need you to do is we're going to use these cutters and we're going to cut this off. You never want to cut just right at the tip, right? So we want to bring this down a little further. Now there is a spot on here where something with hard wire got cut right there.
Is that what you want me to cut?
Well, not right there because it won't cut because of that damage right there. But if you put this on here like this and you come back to at least like that, then that will be fine, okay? So, and make sure that when you do this,
like
just above that.
Okay.
Yeah, so do it right here. Okay, so let's put this way, right there. Yep, now do this. Now, before you do that.
I can't hold it with.
Yes, you can, and that's what you have to. There you go. See, you figured out how to do it. Good. Now, do the same thing on all the other wires that are sticking up. But keep it down here so they can see what you're doing. Now, if you do it right there, you're into that little cut part.
Oh.
Okay, but again, you're putting it, see, and that's where, typically where we want to have it. Hold on, look. You're not gonna cut all the way flat. See this? See how it sits up? Let go. Come in like this. Let's see, hold on, not right there though. Right there. Now make sure you cover this. Good. There you go, good job. Okay. Now, do this again, right there. I'll cover this up for you. Good, nice job. Now we need to do this one too. Okay. Okay, let go. Oh, we got the edge of that, just barely. That's okay, so what we'll do, come in right there.
But you wouldn't nice. Go in at your tips.
Well, you can if it's already halfway cut through. Okay, so we'll just come in here. Nice job, Kiari. Okay, so Kiari, what has to happen to these right now? Feel them. How do those feel?
Ow, ow, ow.
Right, so that's not very great, is it?
File.
Yes, but wait, before we do the file, what do we need? Because we don't just file here like this, right? What do we need?
Where's that square block?
Our bench pin, our bench vise, or let's see, it's our bench pin. Here we go.
No, I was thinking of the block being this.
Oh, no, the miter vise? No, we're not going to use the miter vise for that part.
Thanks for the warm chair, Kate.
Come here. So what I would do, Kiari, see how I've got this little groove right here into my... Hey, look at what we got. It's a super chat. Do you know who that is? That's from our friend Tom, negotiator. So thank you, Tom. And we're glad that you enjoy our show. This has been a lot of fun for us too. So thank you.
You'll look your back now.
Kiari, okay, hold on. Wait. Look, come here. Okay, so what I want you to do, see how we put this right here? We put that right there. So what we can do is we can file this way, but if I file like this where I just come in flat, that's good because then we've got a flat edge on our rainbow. But feel that. Does that still feel good yet?
Right here.
Yeah, it still hurts right there, right? So what we do is we're gonna lay it down kind of on its side, and then I'll come on it like this.
And if you want to be safer, wear safety goggles.
You are very right. Good job, baby.
And pull your hair back so none of the metal stuff gets in your hair.
Yes, okay, so now I want you to feel this. Does this feel better? It's not perfect yet, but it feels better, right? It doesn't hurt as much. So what we can do is when we come back on Monday, I'm going to show you how to use the flex shaft. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use the flex shaft and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you how to soften that all up. Tom, Kiari is sending you a message. Let's see here. Hang on. She's putting her head right in front of the camera. So we'll switch the cameras. But she's sending you a message right now. What are you going to say? Oh, okay. Well, I'll let her just finish typing her message. So anyway, we're at it just a little over an hour. Today definitely took a little longer than we were expecting. I thought that we would get further than we did. But Kiari's piece is now, for the most part, almost ready. We just need to do a little bit of touch up on the filing.
Yay.
What? Yes, of course it has it, Kiari, in there. So anyway, so we need to touch up the filing on this one a little bit, and then we will do a little bit of cleanup with where some of the solder has kind of come out and made a little bit of a mess. So we'll talk a little bit about how to use some of the different accessories on the flex shaft, or the micromotor in our case that's right here. We'll talk about how to clean some of that up. We're gonna stick this back into the pickle. And then Kiari, what do we have to do for your piece? Do you know?
We have to pick one. Unicorn!
Yes. Melanie, she loves your unicorns for sure. So we need to set the stones. And then after we set the stones, what are we going to do with what we bought yesterday? Remember we went to Michael's yesterday and what did we get?
The color stuff.
We got some more paints, right? So we will add some paints to this, kind of like what we did with Kate's cupcake. By the way, you guys, let me show you how Kate's cupcake turned out if you didn't get a chance to see what that ended up like. Isn't that cute? It is so stinking cute. This one we have a little bit to clean up on the back. When we did our welding, it put a little bit of soot in there that we just haven't cleaned out. So we just need to clean that up a little bit. And I need to have Kate sign her piece. She learned yesterday how to sign her pieces.
I don't like the sound of this.
So we use this little engraver type of thing. It's a little buzzy thing and bugs her, kind of like the filing does. So, Kiari, what are you trying to do, honey? What are you trying to send?
This is...
What are you trying to do?
Why a question mark?
Are you trying to make a unicorn?
No.
What are you trying to do? So, she's trying to type some kind of a message. What are you trying to do, dude? Okay. What? Anyway.
I meant to put.
What did you mean to do? What are you trying to do? I will help you. I have no clue. So Tom, you're getting some kind of weird thing. Oh, you're trying to give it a kitty face?
That's
Okay,
what I
now
meant
send
to
it.
do.
There you go.
That's what I meant to do. Not that.
You're such a weirdo. Anyway, so thank you again, Tom, for your support. We really appreciate that as well.
Thank you for the unicorn.
Yes, and thank you everybody for
Thank
unicorns.
You for the unicorn. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the smiley faces with hands right here.
So Tom, you have
Thank you for
16
the
grandkids that
happy.
send you messages. Yes, this is what Kiari. So actually, Kiari has found animojis on my phone, and she has found like all the different emoticons and things like that. So when she sends messages, they're like nothing but animojis and emoticons. But they like the animojis because there is a unicorn one. If you guys haven't seen those before, it's where it kind of uses your camera to track your facial expressions, and so then it animates. There's monkeys and ghosts and of course a unicorn and things like that. So so yeah. All right, well, be careful because there's things here that can hurt you. So Kiari, go put this back in the pickle. So when we come back on Monday, we are going to finish up a little bit of the polish and clean that up, and then we will set your stones and do your painting.
Already?
I think so, because I think you're kind of you got a little too much energy today for us to keep on track.
Everybody have a happy unicorn day, have a happy alicorn day, have a happy mermaid day, have a happy Pegasus day, have a happy dragon day, have a happy many mythical creatures day. Have a happy every single mythical creature day.
You know how long the end of our videos are going to be coming up, because she's going to tell you like more and more creatures. So hope you all are ready for that. So anyway, but thank you guys. The girls are having a lot of fun. But I posted it out on Facebook, and somebody said, I'm going to have 2 Sol Bell winners coming up, and I really hope so. Matter of fact, I was telling Kate that there's a category for 18 and under, and I told her I think that she should start getting things ready and start to submit. Don't you think? That would be kind of awesome. That would be really awesome. And people say that I am going to have or put myself out of business or have, be replaced. And that would be okay too. I would be over the moon if the girls get beyond me. That would be so cool. That you guys would know more than me. That you would be better. I think that would be awesome.
You have 3 eyes, now you have 2.
You have 1. So, okay, not right now. Okay, but yeah, so I think, that's something that I think we're going to kind of work for and encourage the girls. So we'll kind of look at, they just announced the winners for this year. So maybe we'll go through and look at, the winners of the Sol Bell Award.
What's that?
It's a very, very prestigious award.
What's that mean?
It means that people will put in their pieces and they get judged.
Oh, that's when you made your secret garden necklace.
Kind of. It was a different competition though. Yeah, the secret garden, while it was pretty cool, was nowhere near as cool as what some of these people made. And you know what? A couple of my friends won, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, so very, very talented people.
William Coblin?
No, he didn't enter, I don't think.
Oh.
But
Did Lindsay win?
no, she didn't enter either.
Did you win?
No, but my friend Thomas did, and Mary Lee did.
Does
So
he
there's a couple
send
people that I
us
know.
anything?
No.
Does he ever send us?
Nope. But anyway,
ever
so
send
you
you
guys,
anything?
no, shh. Okay.
Okay.
So we will be back on Monday at what time?
1:45.
3:45.
3:45.
1:45 Mountain Time PM.
Yes. Mountain Time PM.
Yeah, we're gonna do this at 1:45 in the morning.
Thank you guys for joining us.
1:45
Thank you again
PM.
for all of your guys'
Mountain
support. We like it. And thank you for all of the interaction too. It helps keep the videos a little
Have a
bit more
happy
lively.
Butterfly Day.
If this wasn't enough to be very lively, right? So you definitely need to do the Sol Bell Award. See, it's 3:45 for Sue Ellen. She's back east. So when we come on at 1:45, it's 3:45. All right, you guys. Have a Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you guys on Monday. And hopefully we'll finish some of this up.